I've
Yeah.
been trying to encourage these more hardcore animal rights groups to go after Henson and Sesame for a minute, and I hope and pray that they will take it up, because if we get a sustained pressure campaign for more than just me and you, like, honestly, I know there's a lot of people who support this Henson and pressure campaign, but
Mhm.
it's sometimes lonely being the tip of the spear, if that makes sense. And I kind of wish there were like 10 other spears next to me that were just as, and not to say, not to, because these other people are working on issues that are also important in our movement. And I love that. And I'm not going to criticize anybody for anything. If they're doing something, that's great. But I would love more people to be like, this is what we want to focus on. This is the one.
It'd be nice to have more support. Yeah, I think I can totally agree with that. It's hard when it's like, I mean, I think about that all the time with animal testing. No one talks about. It always seems like, and what's weird is that I want to talk about veganism, and I want to talk about, like, because I do think that changing what people eat is probably the biggest thing that we could do. Like, I still think that that's the biggest part. If we
Oh
just
yeah.
got to that,
Yeah.
like,
Oh yeah. That's the end goal.
right, but I feel like that's the big one too, like, and so I don't know. I get what you mean, and I think that we need to be talking about these things to show, like, to me, the Big Bird is Dead is not even just because, not even just to stop Henson, but every step along the way is raising awareness about the exploitation of animals. Because every time I brought it up on the road, because I did talk about Sesame Street a lot on the road, because I'd meet with vegan groups, and they'd say, like, Sky, how can I get more into activism? I'm like, I'm like, pick a campaign. You guys are students.
Yeah.
Pick an issue and just hammer on the one issue. I said, man, I got a friend, we're talking about the Henson Company, and they're like, why? And I talk about it, and they're like, oh, I never thought about that, every single time. So I
Mhm.
mean, I think it's so important to bring awareness to the fact that these animals are being exploited for, like, fucking for nothing, for frivolity,
Yeah.
you know?
Can I make a shameful confession?
Oh no.
Yeah, so when I first started, because like, I was a vegan for a long time who didn't know
Yeah.
any other vegans, 'cause it's
Yeah.
just like, and so I was living my life and just being a vegan person, and I got to a certain point where I was like, "If I want help in this campaign, I need to be friends with other vegans, and I need to reach out to the vegan community," and when I started on this thing, here's my shameful confession, what I really wanted to do was just get vegans to care about this feather and puppetry thing so I could hand it off to them and so I could rest. Does that make sense? So I can step aside and be like, so I could literally just go cry in a closet, honestly, is how I felt. And the more I'm doing it, the more I'm realizing that, like, the idea of being the tip of the spear, nobody else is going to be the tip of the spear. Nobody else cares about this issue as much as I do, because I'm a professional puppeteer. I was in that world, working in that world. I have a personal attachment to it, unlike a lot of other people. And it's really been cool because it's made me grow up a little bit. And I'm like, no, you're not going to hand this off to somebody else who's going to handle it. You have to be the one. And I
Yeah.
think that's actually kind of inspiring. And I hope other people can look and find, like, now I don't want to inspire people necessarily. Like, I love more people join the Henson campaign, but I'd love it even more if I could inspire people to be the one in their little,
Yeah.
niche, their little esoteric world. Like, be the one in your world. Are you in IT, and is there a thing in that world that you can change? Do that.
Exactly, and that's when I say to students that are forming these clubs, I'm like, "You're telling me there's nothing on this campus that pisses you off? That you, I mean, pick a thing you want the chancellor to really know about it, and then yell it over and over and over again until you get your way. And you've got 3 years to do it. You've got, like, you know what I mean? Because they usually get into it as freshmen. I'm like, you got 3 years to nail this thing,
Oh yeah.
and if you don't, then you get the next batch to do it. It was so cool because they're like, we want to do screenings, we want to do, like, all that's awesome. And I think that, like, bringing, it's kind of like how I was thinking a lot about Lego. So Karina bought this Lego thing for this, I don't know, she has this little, it's this dumb, like, Sanrio dog that and so she opens up this box of Legos and she's like, this is too hard. And I'm like, and she just leaves it on the table. So this morning I so this morning I built it. I built this little dog thing while I was having my coffee and thinking about life. And I thought, like, every little piece, every little piece is so important. Every little piece, without one piece of this thing, the whole work is gone, right? And you need every little activist to do their little part in order to build the whole. And I started just thinking about like how important everybody's little part is. And everyone thinks, oh, all I can do is like all I can do is my, I don't know, like all I can do is accounting, all I can do is IT, all I can do is whatever. And that's important. We need an IT guy. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
We need IT people. We need writers. We need everything. We need accountants. We need those people for the movement.
And sometimes we just need warm bodies. Sometimes just showing up
Sometimes
and
just that.
standing there is exactly what needs to be done.
I don't know. Pom Purin is the name of the dog apparently, and she didn't play with Legos as a kid, so she just empties the box onto the table and leaves it there. Like,
But you know what? She gave you a gift. Because what did you get to do this morning? A meditative little practice where you got to think about, well, each of us activists is sounding like these Lego blocks.
yes, each activist is a little Lego. Yes, exactly right. That's what I was thinking. And